This is a piece of pressure treated 2x4 wood. So these faces are all pressure treated, as you can see, because they have that distinctive brown color. This end is also pressure treated. This end is not pressure treated, as you can see. It's got a different color than the rest of the faces, but that's not the point. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these 3-inch construction nails and I'm gonna nail them through like this way. Safety first. Let me put in my safety goggles. And so I got one. Take another one. I should really have protective gloves while I'm doing this. So that's 2. Here's my third one. That's flush. Head is flushed right there. It's all the way through. So this is my 4th construction nail. And I'm gonna emphasize again, these are 3-inch construction, 3-inch long construction nails. They're no joke. The first thing you want to do is secure this piece of 2x4 with the nails hanging off of them on a vise. So this is just the standard bench vise. And let's see if I can do that. Alright, so secure it as best as you can. Alright, so that's not going anywhere now. Alright, the first way to remove this piece of hanging construction nail is through something called fatigue. And here I just have a standard electrician's channel lock pliers, a pair of pliers, and I am just gonna grab on to that part of the construction nail hanging off, and I'm just going to bend it back and forth a few times, and there you go, that's it. Okay, so method number 2, or technique number 2, is to use a pair of pincers. These are Klein Tool brand pincers, made in the USA, so top of the line. You take the pincer head and you just squeeze the handles together. Oh shoot. This might not be the best way here, because this is a pretty thick piece of nail. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna come back with... Okay, so I got my motorcycle gloves on, which I'm improvising as protective gloves. So I just don't want this piece to fly up and cause injury to my hand. There you go. Now the third way to remove this hanging piece of nail is to use a hacksaw, like what I'm gonna do now. This may not be the most time efficient way, but it'll work, as I'm gonna show you. There's not much metal there, so shouldn't take too long. All right, there you go. The 4th method to cutting off this piece of hanging nail is gonna require some ear protection, because I am gonna utilize my dremel tool with a metal cutting blade attachment. I'll show you how that works. And the final and my personal favorite way to get this piece, or a piece of hanging construction nail off, is using an oscillating saw with a metal carbide attachment tool. Make sure you buy the metal cutting tool attachment. Don't use the wood one, because it's gonna scrape off the teeth. All right, let's get to it. All right, so let's review the result here. So this one was done by the channel lock pliers, and it's pretty flush, but you can see there are burrs sticking out, so it's not as clean as some of the other methods. And also another limitation of the plier fatigue method is you might not have the space to go like this, forward, backward, up and down, left and right. You might be working in a tight space like underneath the roof, and you might not have the luxury to do this kind of motion. So that's where the limitation of the plier fatigue method fails. All right, this next one was done by the pincer tool, and I think this one is meant to clip off nails that are not this thick. This is kind of too thick for it, so I really had to strain and use all my might to be able to clip this off. And you can see it leaves a sharp end right there. So this is probably the worst method to use for this thick of a nail. You have smaller diameter nails, this will work a little bit better, but still not my preferred method. All right, so if you don't have power tools and you only have a hacksaw, a metal cutting hacksaw, then this is another way to do it. But again, it's hard to get it flush, and also it's time consuming, and you have to put a lot of energy into this. So my second favorite method is using a Dremel tool with a circular metal cutting blade here, and you can see I got it pretty flush because you can keep on going lower and lower with the tool. And because it's powered by my portable power unit that I just reviewed, it's easy. You don't have to go forward, backwards. You don't have to bend the tool. You can keep the power tool just steady, and then have the cutting blade cut this hanging nail off. And then my most favorite method is the oscillating saw tool. And how this works is there's teeth on top of this blade here, and it just oscillates left and right really fast. And that's what does the cutting motion. And as you can see, it's able to cut it really flush.